Hi, welcome to this practice today. In our practice, we're going to focus primarily on the hips, hip flexors, and in the lower back. We have a couple props available, one being a block, the other being a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a rolled up towel, a dog leash, whatever. So we'll start today in what's called candlestick pose. So starting down onto your knees, but in a position where your head is over the shoulders, shoulders are over the hips, and hips are over the knees. So we're going to do a variation of cat and cow. So I'm going to just illustrate with the block. So with the block, you're going to, on the inhale, hinge the hips forward, so bringing the tailbone up a little bit. And on the exhale, you're going to round the back and tuck the tailbone under. So let's do that. I'm going to illustrate by showing me from the side position, just so that you can see better. So starting with the hands at the hips. On the inhale, twist the tilt forward of the hips. Open up the chest, gaze up to the ceiling. On the exhale, rounding the back, tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, open the chest, bring the front of the hips forward. Exhale, rounding. And then doing this a couple more times on your own. Go at your own pace, at your own breath. So on your inhale, feeling a lengthening in the front of that hip, maybe feeling a stretch in the top of the legs. And then finish the round as you're on, and then we'll come into table pose. So bringing your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and tops of the feet on the mat. So doing a more traditional cat-cow pose here. On the inhale, lift the chest forward, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, round the back, gaze between the knees. Inhale, arch the back like a bowl, gazing forward. Exhale, rounding the back, gaze between the knees. Do this a couple more times on your own. And then on your next exhale, bring your knees out wide, big toes to touch, and rest the hips back to the heels into child's pose. So walking the arms forward, bringing the forearms down to the ground, and bringing the forehead down to the ground as well. If for whatever reason your forehead doesn't make it to the ground, maybe pressing down in the forearms like you're trying to push them forward to help bring the hips back a little bit. That might help to bring the forehead down to the floor a little bit more. You're also welcome to take a folded up towel, giving you something of height to help bring the floor to your forehead. So in child's pose, on the inhale, feel the breath fill up into your belly, the side ribs, as well as the back ribs. On the exhale, allowing them to relax and deflate. Take a couple more breaths here. Focusing especially on the exhale and allowing the areas that you're feeling some tightness or tension to soften. And then when you're ready, work your way back up to your table pose. And we're going to do a vinyasa where we're going to alternate between child's pose and low cobra or sphinx pose, your choice. So we're going to start by inhale, shift the upper body forward, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, bring the gaze forward. Exhale, bring the head back down. Inhale, come back to table. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale to table. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come up in low cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, back to table. Exhale to child's pose. We'll keep doing this a few more rounds. If when you go down, if that's uncomfortable on the wrist, you can just bring the forearms down to the ground. And then inhale, lengthen the chest and the spine. And then bring the hands back underneath as you bring the head back down. Then inhale, come back to table. And the child's pose. And again, doing this a couple more times. Whichever round you do, maybe opening up just a little bit more. And then do one more on your own. And then after child's pose, come back into your table pose. I'm just going to shift my position so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to back the knees up, bring the upper body forward and down to the mat. And then this time we're going to be in Sphinx pose for a few breaths. So in Sphinx pose, the shoulders are over the elbows, the forearms are on the ground, palms are down to the ground as well. And the arms are parallel to each other. So in Sphinx pose, you're keeping the front hips rounded and press down into the forearms to allow the spine to lengthen forward and up. Have all 10 toes on the ground. Have your heels out to the side to allow for more space in the lower back. Take a few breaths here. And then when you're ready to lower down by grabbing your opposite elbows and resting the forehead onto the forearms. Option here, keeping the knees down, but bringing the feet up, and then just rocking them from side to side. As you do so, feeling sensation in those hips. And then we'll set for one more round. You're welcome to do it in Sphinx pose like we did earlier. Or if you want to go into lower high cobra, you're welcome to do that as well. In cobra, having the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows into the side body, all 10 toes on the mat. Then inhale, press the forearms or the palms into the ground and lengthen that spine forward and up. In low cobra. To come into high cobra, Straighten the arms, keeping the hip flexors towards the ground. If this is a bit much, you can just lower back down. Otherwise, just take a couple more breaths here. And then slowly lower down. Grabbing opposite elbows once again. And again, that option of keeping the knees down, put the heels up and just rock the feet and the lower legs from side to side. And then lower down. And then from here, we're going to transition onto our back. So have your block handy. Also the strap nearby as well for later. So you don't have to get up twice. So we're going to do some rounds of bridge pose at the vinyasa version. One movement per breath first. Have the arms along the side body, palms facing down. Soles of the feet onto the ground, knees bent, pointed up. So exhale completely. On the inhale, press down into the feet, lift the hips up to the sky, and then lower down. Do this a couple more times. Inhale, lifting the hips. Exhale, slowly lowering down, one vertebrae at a time. Once more, inhale up, and then exhale, lower back down. So now we're going to incorporate the arms. So we're going to exhale completely. On the inhale, press down into the feet, lift the hips, and lift the arms up and over the head. As you exhale, lowering the hips and the arms back down. Inhale, lifting the hips and the arms. Exhale, lowering them back down. Doing this once more. Inhale, up and over. And then exhale, lower back down. So from here, now is when we'll use our block. So remember, there's 3 levels to a block. There's low, medium, and high. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up for our bridge pose restorative version style. We're going to press down into the feet and lift the hips. And you can place the block on the low height, middle height, or upper height, whichever suits your practice today. And know that in this practice, you're welcome to adjust the height if you feel like it's too low or too high at any time. But the nice thing with this version of the pose is there's no physical effort required on your part. You're getting this nice chest opener, heart opener. You're also getting a stretch in those hip flexors and psoas muscle. If you want to increase that stretch in that hip and psoas area, you can take the right leg, extend it long, bring that right heel down, toes pointed up. You can also take that right hand and just where you're feeling that tightness, just massage that area, allowing it to release a little bit more. And then coming back, bring the right foot back in and then switch to the other side, extending that left leg long. Heel down, toes pointed up. You may notice that one side will be more open than the other, and that's completely normal. And again, option here is to take that left hand to that psoas muscle and just massage that area out. And then another option is you can just alternate the legs, or for more intense stretch, extending both legs at the same time. When you do so, I invite you to open up the chest, bringing the palms of the arms or hands up. So externally rotating the shoulder and the arms. And again, just taking nice long inhales, even longer exhales here, breathing into that area that you're holding any tension. And then bring both feet back in. And then since we've been here for a while, we're going to transition to something else. So take a moment and just evaluate whether that height of the block is working for you today. So for right now, it's a little bit much for me. So I'm going to take it down one notch to the low level. And then from here, bring the knees into the chest or towards the chest, or actually having the knees over the hips. So feel the sensation here. I'm feeling it more still in the inner part of the psoas, hip flexor area. If you'd like, you can extend those heels up to the sky. Now, if that feels uncomfortable for the lower back, you're welcome to just bend those knees again. So this is a version of Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall, but just in the middle of the room. You're welcome to stay here, or you can have some fun, play around with it. You can bring the feet out to the side, making a V with your legs. And then inhale, bringing them back in. Exhale, bringing them out. And then inhale back in. Or you can kind of do some scissor kicks. Again, one movement per breath. So know this is your practice, so just take another minute or two and just play around in this pose, doing what you feel like you need in your practice today. Also, for those that have a plow pose or shoulder stand pose in your practice, you're welcome to expand into that now as well. And then, when you're ready to slowly come down from your pose, bringing the feet down to the ground. And once there, take your feet, press them down into the ground, lift the hips up. Move your block off to the side. And as you slowly come down, bring that tailbone down towards the feet. Have it come down last. And then from here, we're going to transition over where you'll need your strap. So have that handy. I'm just going to change my position. You don't need to adjust, but just so you can see what I'm doing better. I'm going to bring the right knee in and place the strap around the ball on the right foot. And I'm going to extend that right heel up to the sky. So I'm feeling a stretch in that back of that right leg and in the right hip. So you're welcome to keep this left knee bent, or you can extend it long. If extending the leg long, where the pose is focused on the right leg, also keeping that left leg active by pressing that left heel away from the left hip. The more you do that, the more sensation you're going to feel in both legs. And then from here, I'm going to bring the strap into the right hand and then bring that right leg over to the right side. Just so as to feel a nice stretch in the inner leg line of the right leg, not to a point where you're feeling pain or discomfort. Allow both shoulders to be relaxed on the ground. Keeping that left arm out to the side for balance. And then from here, bring that right leg back up, bring the strap into the left hand, and then bring that right leg over to the left side. Again, still keeping that right heel pressing away from the right hip. The more you do that, the more sensation you'll feel on the outer part of the right hip. Again, this time, right arm out to the side for balance. And then inhale, come back up, bend into the right knee, release that strap, bring the right foot down, right knee pointed up, and then we'll bring that left foot in. Again, press the strap around the bum on the left foot and extend that left leg up to the sky. And again, if you'd like, you can extend that right leg long, right heel pressing away from the right hip. So with this pose, as you extend that left leg long, to feel the sensation but not pain or discomfort. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then bring the strap into the left hand and bring the left leg out to the side. Bring the right arm out to the side again for balance. Feeling that sensation in the inner part of the left leg, but again, not to a point of pain or discomfort, or even shortness of breath. The breath and the body and the mind are all connected. So if the breath is getting short, it's probably a sign you're going a little bit too deep into the pose, so just back off that edge just a little bit. And then from here, bring that left leg back up, bring the strap into the right hand, and then bring that left leg over to the right side. Feeling that nice stretch in the outer part of the left hip. Again, keeping that breath nice, long, and smooth. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready to bring that left leg back up, bend into the left knee, release that strap off to the side, and then from here, bring the soles of the feet down, knees bent, and then bring the knees into the chest, and just rock from side to side. You're welcome to stay here if you'd like to come in a happy baby pose, grabbing the lower parts of the leg or the outsides of the feet. And again, just rock from side to side. And then lower back down. At this point in time, you can just extend the legs long, come into a Shavasana. Bring the arms out to the side in a comfortable position, whether that's alongside the body or maybe a little bit hands further away from each other. And just taking a moment or so here and just take a time and express gratitude to yourself for making this time for your self-care. Feeling the breath. Feeling expand and contract. Using that breath to release any unwanted tension remaining in the physical body. And then when you're ready, bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, stretching out that lower back, and then rock from side to side. And then roll over onto your right side, making a pillow with your right arm. And then when you're ready, using that left hand, working your way up to a seated position. Taking one collective breath together, bringing the hands in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra, eyes softly closed. So in our collective breath, we're going to take a closed mouth inhale and an open mouth exhale. Exhale completely. Inhale. And open mouth exhale. Thanking you for taking this time for your practice and sharing your energy today. Bringing your hands up to your forehead for good thoughts about yourself and others. Down to your lips for kind words. To your heart for compassion. Wish you all a great day, and thank you for joining. Please let me know if you have any comments or questions in the comments section below. And if you feel like you would like to, please subscribe to this channel or click the like button. Thank you very much.